Hello. Let's take a deep breath together, in and out. I want you to imagine you're sitting in a quiet office with a doctor who has all the time in the world for you. There is something important they need to share, a gentle but urgent message just for you. There are 7 red flags your body can raise that we must not ignore. This isn't a lecture. It is a conversation from a place of deep care, meant to empower you on your health journey. We often dismiss new aches and persistent tiredness. We quickly attribute these feelings to the passing of time, saying, "It's just my age." This simple explanation can feel comforting, but sometimes it quiets a very important inner voice. Tonight, we gently encourage you to listen closely to that inner voice. Autoimmune conditions are often slow to reveal themselves fully. They can take years to develop, hiding behind symptoms that seem entirely common and unrelated. But early awareness truly matters. Understanding these 7 flags is the kindest act of self-advocacy you can perform for yourself. If you find comfort in these moments of quiet learning and self-care, consider subscribing. It helps us know you appreciate this gentle, slow-paced wisdom designed for your evening peace. Now let's begin our briefing. We are looking for persistent patterns, not isolated, one-day incidents. What feels chronic? What doesn't seem to resolve or go away? These persistent changes are the first areas we must examine. They are the body's subtle way of tapping you gently on the shoulder. The first red flag we will discuss is arguably the most common and the most often dismissed by both patients and sometimes by hurried doctors. It is not just simple sleepiness, it is a deep, bone-weary exhaustion. We call it asterisk, the perpetual wall of fatigue, asterisk. This feeling is far beyond the normal tiredness following an active day or a late night. We are talking about debilitating exhaustion that affects your very ability to function. It might feel like your energy battery is permanently stuck below 20%. Why is this specific type of fatigue such a serious red flag? We need to look at the immune system itself. When it is constantly fighting itself, it drains the body's reserves completely. It's like running a secret marathon in your sleep. This exhaustion can make getting out of bed feel like a tremendous effort. In our next section, we will break down exactly how to distinguish this serious red flag from simple exhaustion and what specific details to record for your doctor to ensure you are heard. We must learn the language of this fatigue. The key differentiator is simple. Does rest truly help? If you sleep 8 or 9 hours and wake up feeling as if you haven't rested at all, that is a pattern we must pay attention to. Normal exhaustion often improves after a good night's sleep. Autoimmune-related fatigue is often unrelenting. It doesn't yield to coffee or even a long nap. It can also bring a troubling companion, the inability to focus or concentrate, often called brain fog. This happens because inflammation is affecting more than just your muscles. It's affecting your whole central system. Is this exhausting feeling new, or has it been growing slowly and quietly for many months? Do not minimize its presence. To help your doctor understand this red flag, start recording its intensity. On a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being completely unable to move, what is your fatigue level each day? Note the time of day it hits the hardest. Perhaps it arrives like a sudden wall every mid-afternoon. Perhaps it is worst the moment you wake up. These small, organized details are vital clues. They transform a vague complaint into clear, specific evidence. Now let us turn to the second crucial red flag. While fatigue is internal, the next sign is often felt directly in our joints, but it behaves differently than the familiar stiffness of aging. We will call this asterisk the morning freeze and swelling. Asterisk, asterisk. Many of us experience joint aches as we get older. We might have osteoarthritis, which is wear and tear arthritis. This typically affects one side more than the other and is worse at the end of the day after activity. The stiffness is usually brief, maybe 5 to 10 minutes in the morning. Autoimmune joint conditions, however, such as rheumatoid arthritis, operate differently. This is inflammatory joint pain. The key differences are twofold. First, the stiffness upon waking lasts significantly longer, often well over 30 minutes, sometimes an hour or more. This is the morning freeze. Second, autoimmune joint inflammation often presents as symmetric, meaning if your left wrist is affected, your right wrist is likely affected too. Have you noticed swelling, redness, or heat accompanying the stiffness? Is the pain occurring in smaller joints like your fingers and toes? If stiffness lasts past the morning news and the joints look visibly puffy or warm, this is an important flag to note. Do not assume all stiffness is simply the result of many years of use. It may be the result of a system that is currently overactive. This kind of persistent, symmetrical stiffness requires careful investigation. Your awareness here can save valuable time. The third red flag is one that often surprises people, as they assume skin conditions are only superficial. Yet, our skin is our largest organ, and it's a direct window into the level of inflammation inside the body. We call this sign asterisk, the unexplained skin storm. Asterisk. This is not a simple dry patch during winter or a momentary rash from a new soap. We are looking for persistent, chronic skin changes that linger or return without a clear cause. Autoimmune conditions like psoriasis or lupus can manifest directly on the skin. Psoriasis, for instance, often appears as thick, silvery, scaled patches, most commonly on the elbows, knees, or scalp. Lupus can cause the distinct butterfly rash across the cheeks and bridge of the nose, often appearing or worsening after sun exposure. What makes these skin changes an autoimmune red flag is their persistence, and often their location. They might be tender, itchy, or even painful. Do you find these rashes or spots recurring in the same places, even after trying over-the-counter remedies? Has a patch of seemingly chronic eczema suddenly spread or changed its appearance? If you notice new, unexplained bruising or discoloration, that also deserves attention. Inflammation underneath the skin's surface is always a serious sign. If your skin is signaling distress that doesn't clear up, it's often a sign that the body's internal thermostat is set too high. Note down the size, color, and location of the persistent skin changes. Take a clear, well-lit picture if you feel comfortable. A visual record of the skin condition can be immensely helpful for your medical team, providing them with critical context. Moving on to our fourth red flag, we shift focus to the internal systems that manage energy and digestion. This sign is subtle, and often blamed entirely on diet or stress, but its persistence points deeper. We refer to this as the mystery digestive distress. It's completely normal to experience occasional heartburn or an upset stomach. But when digestive issues become chronic and disrupt daily life, they can be a major clue. Autoimmune conditions like Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis specifically target the gastrointestinal tract. Even conditions like celiac disease, an immune reaction to gluten, cause long-term intestinal damage. Are you experiencing chronic, unexplained diarrhea or constipation? Is there persistent, uncomfortable abdominal pain? Have you noticed blood in your stool or sudden, dramatic weight loss without trying to lose weight? If these symptoms are recurrent, they are not simply a matter of what you ate. They reflect a deep, ongoing inflammatory process that is compromising your body's ability to absorb vital nutrients. This persistent irritation signals an overactive immune response in the gut lining. Do not dismiss chronic changes in bowel habits as trivial. They are core indicators of internal health. If you are experiencing this kind of distress, keep a simple food and symptom diary. Record precisely what you eat and how your body reacts afterward. This specific information helps pinpoint what your immune system might be reacting against. We've covered 4 serious red flags so far: deep fatigue, persistent joint stiffness, chronic skin changes, and unexplained digestive issues. Do you see how these seemingly separate issues might, when combined, tell a powerful story? The body's signals are rarely isolated events. The 5th red flag on our urgent list moves us to a systemic symptom that many people simply endure, believing it's an inevitable part of getting older. This is asterisk to moves us 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 to moves. A fever is the body's tool for fighting infection. However, in autoimmune conditions, the immune system mistakenly elevates the body's temperature because it perceives a constant internal threat itself. We aren't talking about a sudden spike to 103 degrees. We are focusing on a persistent, low-grade temperature elevation, often hovering around 99.5 to 100 degrees Fahrenheit, or 37.5 to 37.8 Celsius. This low fever might last for weeks or even months, often accompanied by chills, slight sweating, or a general feeling of being unwell. It can be easily missed because it is so subtle. You might simply feel warm or slightly flushed, without thinking to take your temperature. But this ongoing, smoldering heat is a significant sign of chronic, systemic inflammation. It indicates the body is actively, tirelessly, fighting a continuous battle. If you are feeling frequently warm, especially late in the day, or if you feel intermittently sweaty without exertion, get a reliable thermometer and check your temperature at the same time each day for a week. A temperature consistently above 99.5 degrees, when you know you don't have a cold or the flu, needs to be discussed with your physician. Remember, chronic inflammation, even at a low level, is a damaging process over time. Recognizing this subtle heat is an act of gentle prevention. Our 6th red flag often affects women and can be incredibly frustrating to explain to others or even to doctors. This is the hair loss and dryness puzzle. While hormonal changes related to aging can certainly cause hair thinning, autoimmune hair loss presents differently and often more aggressively. Conditions like alopecia areata or a thyroid-related autoimmune issue like Hashimoto's can cause significant sudden hair loss, sometimes in patches. But beyond visible bald spots, look for changes in texture. Is your hair suddenly brittle, breaking easily? Furthermore, look at the health of your eyes and mouth. Are your eyes chronically dry, gritty, or sensitive to light, regardless of the weather? Is your mouth constantly dry, making swallowing or speaking difficult? These combined symptoms, dryness in the eyes and mouth, coupled with unexplained hair loss, can be key signs of Sjogren's syndrome, an autoimmune disorder that targets moisture-producing glands. The body's immune system is attacking the mechanisms that keep you lubricated and protected. This dryness is not just uncomfortable, it can lead to problems with vision and dental health. When documenting this flag, think about your tears and your saliva. Do you feel the constant need for artificial tears or water? If you notice new distinct patches of hair loss, or if the overall quality of your hair and skin has deteriorated rapidly, this combination provides a critical piece of the puzzle. We must not simply accept dryness as a consequence of aging. We must look deeper at its cause. We have arrived at the seventh and final red flag. This one touches on a different kind of feeling, a sensation that is often confusing and unnerving. This is asterisk, the numbness and tingling enigma. Asterisk. Sensations of numbness or pins and needles tingling in the hands, feet, or limbs can sometimes be attributed to simple positional pressure or temporary circulation issues. However, when these sensations become chronic, persistent, or without a clear external cause, they become a major red flag for nerve involvement. Autoimmune conditions like multiple sclerosis or certain vasculitides directly attack the nervous system. The immune system, in its confusion, can damage the protective sheaths around the nerves. This damage disrupts the communication between your brain and your body, leading to strange sensory feelings. Are you experiencing persistent numbness that affects your grip? Do your feet feel perpetually asleep, even when you have been active? Has this tingling progressed to a noticeable weakness in a limb? This loss of sensation or persistent tingling is not merely an annoyance. It is the body signaling that the central lines of communication are being compromised by inflammation. If you are dealing with these symptoms, keep a careful log. Note the exact time of day they occur and where precisely the tingling or numbness begins and ends. Does it wake you up at night? Does it come on during specific activities? Providing these spatial and temporal details helps medical professionals differentiate between general nerve compression and a broader, systemic autoimmune issue. Remember, persistent nerve changes require prompt, gentle attention. We have now calmly reviewed all 7 red flags: the perpetual fatigue, the morning freeze in the joints, unexplained skin storms, mystery digestive distress, the persistent low-grade fever, the hair and dryness puzzle, and the numbness enigma. Do you see the thread running through them all? It is the theme of persistence. These aren't temporary glitches. They are ongoing systemic problems. They tell us that the body's protective systems are currently struggling and need gentle guidance to restore balance. Now that we have identified the signs, we must discuss the most common hesitation in bringing these concerns forward: the fear of being dismissed. Many seniors worry that their doctor will simply listen, nod, and repeat the familiar phrase, "That's just part of getting older." This is a real, valid concern, and it's why preparation is your most powerful tool. You must walk into that appointment prepared to be your own gentle advocate. The key to being heard is transforming subjective feelings into objective, organized data. We already talked about tracking the details of your symptoms. Let's expand on that. The symptom journal is your personal armor. For 2 weeks before your appointment, track the 7 areas we discussed. Be meticulous. Write down the precise time your joint stiffness eases. Record your temperature every afternoon. Note the days you have energy and the days you don't. This evidence shifts the conversation entirely. You are no longer saying, "I'm tired." You are saying, "According to my documented log, I have experienced debilitating fatigue rated at an 8 out of 10 for 10 of the last 14 days, with no relief after 8 hours of sleep." That level of detail is difficult to dismiss. You can also prepare for the doctor's visit by making a concise list of your top 3 most urgent symptoms and your family medical history. This history is crucial, as many autoimmune conditions have a genetic component. If your sibling had rheumatoid arthritis or your mother had lupus, that knowledge is a vital clue in your personal health puzzle. Share this context clearly and calmly. Remember, this is about finding clarity, not demanding a diagnosis. It is about working collaboratively with your medical team to seek the answer. It is also important to address a common pitfall: self-diagnosing using the internet. The goal of this gentle briefing is not to replace professional medical advice, but to inform your self-awareness. The signs we discussed overlap with many less serious conditions. Only a doctor, through physical examination and specialized blood tests, can truly determine the cause of your symptoms. Use this knowledge to guide your conversation, not to conclude the verdict. If you appreciate having this kind of clear, empowering health information delivered in a safe, unhurried format, please consider liking this video. It ensures this kind of calming wisdom reaches others who need it most, especially those struggling with nighttime worries. Now, as our quiet consultation draws to a close, let's revisit the core message. We often focus on managing existing conditions, but our deepest power lies in recognizing the first signals of change. Awareness is the first step toward effective management and peace of mind. Do not let the fear of what you might find keep you from looking. Knowledge is protection. You have armed yourself tonight with wisdom that will help you communicate clearly and seek the answers you deserve. This journey to clarity is an act of dignity and profound self-respect. The most crucial step you can take tomorrow is simple. Begin that 2-week symptom journal tonight. Even if you only track the intensity of your fatigue, that is a powerful beginning. Take this knowledge and let it settle peacefully within you. May you rest now, knowing you are prepared, you are aware, and you have taken the kindest action for your health. Sleep deeply and in comfort. Now let's take a final deep breath together, in and slowly out. We have covered the critical 7 signs and the necessary preparations for your medical visit. But there is one more vital component to consider: the lifestyle adjustments that can gently support your body, regardless of whether an autoimmune issue is confirmed or not. This is about tending the garden, slowing the internal fight, and fostering resilience. These supportive practices are not cures, but they are tools for comfort and empowerment. The first is managing stress. We know chronic stress elevates cortisol, and high cortisol can deeply affect the immune system's delicate balance. How can we manage stress in a tangible way? Find one ritual each day that is completely non-negotiable and non-productive. Maybe it is 10 minutes of slow, mindful breathing before dinner. Perhaps it is listening to gentle music with your eyes closed. This small island of calm can significantly lower the background noise of inflammation. Second, consider the connection between your immune system and your gut health. Inflammation begins in the gut for many people. To gently support your digestive system, look for simple changes in your diet that reduce inflammation. This means reducing highly processed foods and sugars, which are known to trigger inflammatory responses. Instead, focus on incorporating foods rich in omega-3 fatty acids, like walnuts or flaxseed, and plenty of colorful fruits and vegetables. These natural components are the builders and calmers for your system. Remember, we are aiming for consistency, not perfection. Third, gentle movement is essential. When joints hurt, the instinct is to stop moving entirely. However, stillness can lead to greater stiffness and discomfort. Choose low-impact activities like slow walking, water aerobics, or simple stretching. Movement releases anti-inflammatory compounds and helps lubricate the joints. Listen to your body's limits, but commit to moving gently every day. A 10-minute walk can be a profound act of self-care. Finally, we must emphasize sleep. Our channel is dedicated to sleep for a reason. During deep sleep, your body repairs tissue, consolidates memory, and crucially, regulates inflammatory hormones. If you are struggling with chronic symptoms, prioritize your sleep hygiene. Keep your bedroom cool, dark, and quiet. Use techniques like progressive muscle relaxation or soft-spoken recordings, like this one, to signal to your body that it is safe to rest. Consistent, quality sleep is perhaps the most powerful, non-pharmacological tool in managing chronic inflammation and supporting immune health. These 4 pillars, stress reduction, gentle nutrition, appropriate movement, and restorative sleep, work together to create an internal environment of peace. They support the body's natural capacity for healing and can often ease the intensity of symptoms like fatigue and joint discomfort. They provide comfort and control, regardless of the eventual diagnosis. Remember, every small, gentle choice you make today for your well-being is a profound investment in your future comfort. You have taken the time tonight to listen to this important message. You have prepared yourself with knowledge and grace. Take this calmness with you now. This is the moment to pause, exhale, and allow your body to relax completely. You have done the hard work of learning. Now rest. May you fall asleep, knowing you are the wise, gentle guardian of your own magnificent body, and may you find comfort and deep peace tonight. Good night. The script is complete and already meets the internal constraint of roughly 3,600 words spread over 10 notional sections, with a gradual fade into the sleep ending. Since the previous response provided the concluding segments, any further writing would involve repetition or unnecessary filler. Based on the constraints, the entire script has been delivered. We are here every evening to help you slow down, let go, and drift away into a restful, healing sleep. Thank you for spending this quiet time with Senior Bedtime Radio. Until tomorrow night, rest well. Sleep soundly now, dear friend. May your rest be deep and unbroken.